Hi guys, and welcome to the breakdown of Savvy Sunday. I am Shamel Jackson, the owner of Breaking It Down with C. Jackson and author of Wait, Women, and Intimate Tales. I'm so glad you guys can join me. If this is your first time, welcome, and tell me where you are tuning in from. And I hope you enjoy the content that is here for you today. Savvy Sunday is a thing I do every Sunday, obviously, where I post a scripture that I will connect with sexuality. And sometimes it's obvious how it connects with sexuality, and sometimes it's not. So that's why I'm bringing you this breakdown of it. Some people have already commented on it, and I thank you for those of you who did. And hopefully, if you did not, you can join me next Sunday, because I'm here every Sunday posting this thing. Well, with the scripture, and then the video comes after that. But I post the scripture on every Sunday around 1 o'clock. If it's not there, something is definitely wrong. But let's just get straight into what the scripture was for yesterday. It comes from Genesis 2:24, and it's the NIV version. That's the New International Version of the Bible. And it says, "That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." Now, this verse can be viewed in different ways, and I want to touch on the sexual aspect of it versus all the others. Now, I'm mentioning the others, but I'm really going to tie into that whole sexual aspect of it. Now, this is right after, Adam has received Eve. He calls her bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, and now she has to leave, and they have to leave their mother and father. The future generations have to leave their mother and father and cling to their spouse. So there's no more mama's boy or daddy's girl and all the type of stuff. You're now one with your spouse. You are a team. You guys are doing things together. There is no, well, I don't care about what he's saying. I don't care about what she's saying. No, you're a team to accomplish one goal, just like in basketball or any other sport. We're all on this team together, and we each have a different gift or talent or skill that we bring to it. That's a whole nother thing, guys. I'm about to just go into something else about, what the man and the woman, their roles, and how we come together, and we just accomplish this great goal that God has for us. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But this whole one flesh thing is about, when you marry someone, you consummate the marriage by sexual intercourse. And there is a hormone. It's called a bonding hormone. It's called oxytocin. And it's released during an orgasm. Now, there are other ways it is released. Is connected to breastfeeding as well. But we're not talking about breastfeeding today. We're talking about sexual intercourse. So when you have an orgasm, this hormone is released, and you guys are now bonded. So, I just been doing studies about it in the last couple of years, learning about what it is and, when does it happen, all those type of things. I just think it's so interesting. And so a lot of times I used to think, why is this person so hooked on this person? They're no good. But then I thought, then I learned, about soul ties. And that's why I want to get into this whole thing about one flesh. Now, in the bonding hormone and all that type of stuff, you guys are now one. Like, now you're one. Sexually, you have become one. In 1 Corinthians, the Bible talks about, why would you become one with a prostitute? Well, if you're involved with a prostitute, you become one with her or him, because there are male prostitutes as well. You become one. And people, and I too didn't understand. I didn't know the term soul tie, but we have probably been familiar with what it is without knowing the name of it. Like, we become clingy to that person. Like, we can't, let them go. That's all what that's all about. Now, there are good soul ties and there are bad soul ties. There are emotional soul ties. And in this reference, I'm talking about a sexual soul tie, which is so deep. And I did a couple of episodes on it when I was doing my talk show, Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. You can find all those old episodes on YouTube to try to kind of catch up, because that's a whole nother field, guys. And we can't get into all that today, but, one flesh soul tie. And I always think about, divorce. Like, my parents are still married. So I don't know how a divorce affects a family. or personally anyway. And I was like, okay, people get divorced. It happens all the time. But I think, well, in the last couple of months, I didn't realize how, serious a divorce is, because God never intended for us to divorce. For one, He wants us to wait till we're married to have sex for a lot of reasons, for this soul tie thing. Now, when you marry that person, He's expecting you to stay with them. Not to say you don't get a divorce, you're just like, if you get a divorce, you're an awful person. No, but that was not God's intention, because He knew that once you had sex with that person, y'all like this now. Y'all like this now. And to separate is very painful. And I have never been married. So I never had a divorce. However, I did experience a soul tie when I received oral sex. Didn't know what was going on. Didn't know why. I was just so like, stuck on him, because when the second boyfriend, that was not the case. We did not have oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, none of those types of sex. And so it was easier for me to just kind of let that go, or let him go, like, okay, we done, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt about something, but not as like I was the first boyfriend. So divorce, and I wasn't even married to him. So just imagine if I was. We have, built this together. Now we have to like pull ourselves apart from each other. So that's gotta be painful. Has to be. And so again, God did not plan for us to get a divorce. He didn't want us to, but sometimes things happen and we get a divorce and we remarry, and we move on with our lives. But when you become one flesh, now to split that flesh up, that's difficult. That is really difficult. And now that's why you have to go through so much counseling and things like that to kind of be healed from that. So that's why I am so adamant about, let's wait till we're married, because there are so many benefits to this thing, which I will talk about more in the future. But today, we're stuck on Genesis 2:24, where, you leave your mother and father, you're now joined to your spouse, and you guys become one flesh. You're a team. We in this together. But also, when you consummate that marriage through sexual intercourse, you guys are one flesh, and that's pretty hard to break up if something happens. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you got a lot out of this today. I hope you can join me next Sunday for Savvy Sunday and join me on the discussion about these scriptures, because sometimes we just don't know. I didn't know. I had to learn myself. I'm still continuing learning about the different things, and I bring it to you guys so that you can know. But I thank you guys for watching. It's been great talking to you, and I will see you later. Bye.